Yeah, welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. We are live on YouTube and we are live on Twitch. So, Newcastle United have played a pre-season friendly behind closed doors today. So we're going to break it down as much as the info that we've got from the game. And get your commenting if you're watching live. If you're watching the rerun, stay with us all the way because we'll be dissecting the game, of course. And let's get straight into it. There is clips, there is highlights, not on this channel because, of course, the club will hit us with copyright, which we don't want to do. But you can find highlights of the game, which are available on the club's website. And there's also an interview with Eddie Howe and Kellen Watts. But let's take a look. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're doing all well. Let's take a look at the starting lineup, which Newcastle went with, first of all, in the first half. So they were playing interestingly. What we're going to learn from here is that we're staying with four at the back. So Dubravka was in goal, and then he had Trippier on the right, Captain Jamal Lascelles. Great to see Callum Watts back. What does his future hold this summer? And Paul Dummett was playing left back. Then he had Shelvey and Willock in the midfield. Anderson was over to the left. Ritchie and Fraser were behind Wilson. So that was your first half. And then there was a lot of changes. Obviously, it was red hot. It has been really hot today in the Tunes. So it's something like 24, 25 degrees today. So it's really, really warm. And of course, we've got the heat wave coming very shortly as well. The club fly out to Austria tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit about the preseason fixtures a little bit later on. Afternoon, Fozzie. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great weekend as well. And welcome everybody who are joining us now on Twitch and YouTube. Hope you're all good. If you can smash the like as we break down the video, that would be absolutely wonderful if you can do that for us as well. But that was the first half. Okie dokie. We're gonna mention players who missed the game. So we'll come to that in a second. So stay with us for that. Into the second half, as I say, there was 10 changes. There was only Remy Savage and Jay Turner-Cook, who are part of the under-23 squad, who didn't get off the bench. I think they were just there as precautionary in case there was any injuries. So they didn't feature. But into the second half, and this is how the lineup changed. As I say, 10 changes. The only player to play the full 90 today was Kellen Watts, who, of course, we've talked about him just briefly before. What does his future hold? Does he go out on loan? Does he stay amongst the first team? Again, get your commenting about that. But there you go. It's the same formation. Four at the back. It was Darlow, Emil Krath. It was Kellen Watts. It was Dan Burn, Matty Target. Great to see Matty Longstaff back. He was alongside his brother Sean. Joelinton was in there. And then you had Murphy on the left. Almirón was on the right. And you had Saint-Maximin floating. And that was your second half side for Newcastle. So it's interesting. We're going to, as I say, talk about the players who missed today. So we'll just pause and see what you're all saying. Hi, Riley. I hope you're doing well. Do you think we'll win every game in pre-season? No, I think we've got some tough opposition coming up. In particular, the two home games, I feel it would be very tough. Afternoon, late. Hope you're doing well, Jordy, one of our members. Good result with the match. Much changed team at half time. Look, people are going to look at it and think, oh, it's Gateshead, we won 5-1, but you've got to beat the team that in front of you. Winning breeds confidence. You've only just got to look at Sunderland, who only beat Gateshead 2-0, and Sunderland got beat off Hebburn today 2-0. That tells you it's all. That tells you everything, doesn't it? Hello, Paul. Hope you're doing well, pal. Yes, Riley. I've said hi. Hope you're doing well. Hello from the hospital bed. I'm in the Freeman. Hope you're all right, Graham. Hopefully that's not too serious because it sounds. I thought Matty was going to go out on loan. It's possibility. Fozzie and Callum Watts. Paul's gone out and say was given a chance. Too many that haven't been given the chance are doing well now. Says Paul. Yeah. Watching Nuremberg versus Arsenal and Leicester versus Notts County on IPT. Do you think foreign friendlies will be streamed? Not all of them. No, not all of them. So that was the two lineups. We're going to talk about the incident, the goals as well, which will come on in a second. But I want to just talk about people who were missed today's friendly. So Mark Gillespie didn't feature at all. There was no reason why. Maybe he wasn't even on the bench or anything. So maybe that's just an injury. Who knows? Nick Pope, as we know, was there. He watched the game at the sidelines. He just wasn't playing because he's had limited training with the club. Javier Manquillo is an interesting one. Where's Javier Manquillo? He hasn't even been pictured at pre-season. Where is he? What's happening with him? Is he going out the door? He hasn't even came back. Has he got an injury? We don't know. We can speculate on that. Fabian Schär, of course, he's obviously back in training. He just didn't play because he's been away on international duty. And the same as Sven Botman, he's exactly the same. He was there watching on. He didn't play. No sign at all of Kieran Clark and Federico Fernandez. They weren't involved at all. No reason why. We know that Kieran Clark wasn't selected for the 25-man squad. There is some rumours that players on this list are being training with the under-23s. But no Jamal Lewis. Obviously, he's coming back from injury. Eddie Howe did say towards the end of the season that he'll be coming back into pre-season. So that'll give him a lot more food for thought. We know Jeff Hendrick is going to be heading out the door. We're not going to see him at all pre-season. Bruno Gomes didn't feature, but he was, again, a lot of these lads were there. He didn't feature because he's been away with Brazil. So he's been, obviously, came back late into pre-season, like many of the rest of the lads. Chris Wood, he's exactly the same. New Zealand failed to qualify for the World Cup, but he featured for all of their games. And no sign of Dwight Gale at all, which leads to speculation about his future. So it's quite a long list of players who didn't feature at all today. What your thoughts on it as well? Please let us know. Alan's gone on and said, good afternoon, good kick about start pre-season preparations. Yeah, banging in 5 goals. You cannot really complain. Mark's gone on and say, Matty is quite interesting considering was reported to train with the under-23s this week. Surely that wasn't the case. Nah, he's not. He's been with the first team. So, yeah, no surprise there. That's speculation from the media. I've got it horribly wrong. I have indeed. So, there's a lot there. So, first of all, Matty's future. Of course, I still think Matty will head out on loan. I do. Kellen Watts played the full 90. He's obviously got the interview up on the club's website at the minute. It's an interesting one because what if we've obviously got Botman, we've got Lascelles, and then you've got Fabian Schär, you've got Dan Burn. So there's your 4. If you get rid of Fernandez and Clark, will Kel Watts then be 5th choice? But you've also got Paul Dummett as well. So you've got Paul Dummett, it's interesting on Kel Watts. What is Eddie Howe? I think Eddie Howe just wants to have a good look at him because he hasn't had the chance to because he's been out on loan last season. And obviously Eddie Howe came in, what was it, like November time? So he hasn't had the opportunity to at least look at him. And of course, Elliot Anderson, who started on the left-hand side, he got an assist today as well. So you'll want a good look at him before making the decision. What does he do with Anderson? Does he keep him? Does he take him out on loan as well? And obviously, as I said, they're flying off to Austria tomorrow for the friendlies as well. So who was featuring for the under 23s, 18s today for Newcastle? I'm not sure, Scott. I haven't seen that, to be honest with you. Fozzie goes on to say we need a good cleaner. I would say at least 8 need to move on as well. Johnny says, did the Botman play? No, we've just literally covered that. We've literally just covered that. Yeah, I saw Big Dan Burn let one run in behind to concede as well. Kind of. I'm going to talk about the goals in a second, actually. But what was interesting, of course, we're playing Gateshead. We're obviously just, a mile and a half away from St. James's Park. Gateshead had a whopping 7 former Newcastle players playing today. 7. That's madness, isn't it? There you go. So Dan Langley, who's actually a Newcastle player, is the only current one. He was in goal for the what I think was the first half. He's on loan. He was in goal. Obviously, Mike Williamson, player manager, we know that. He's had a long spell at Newcastle and a lot of the under-23s there. Greg Ollie, Lewis Story, Owen Bailey, who was recently on Newcastle Fans TV a couple of months ago. Same as Tom Allen, we had him on last month. He features as well. And, of course, former striker Dan Ward. So a lot of under-23 lads there who would have went in the training ground today feeling a little bit strange that the back at their old hunting ground, especially Dan Langley, because he's still currently a Toon player. So I would have found that. I wanted to highlight that because I thought that would be a little bit strange, isn't it? Anderson needs game times at high level, possibly loaned back to Bristol Rovers again after their promotion at League One. It's a shout. If he does get loaned out, I want to see him go to Championship. I mentioned this the other day. I would like to see to get out in the Championship as well. And yeah, it looks like it's Darlow's fault as really. Good to see Petey Prowlock. I hope you're good, Peter. No doubt I will see you very, very soon for the games coming up. So yeah, great start of pre-season it is as well. Please do pop over Peter's channel and give him a subscribe, sorry. And whilst you are here, if you can smash that like, everybody, that'll be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. If you are doing that for us today, that'd be wonderful. And we've got memberships, just 99 pence. I think with our membership program, we've had 6 videos the last 8 days exclusive that the public can't see, only members can. So have a look at that. That's you can join underneath this video, which is cool. But we'll move on. A couple of photos to show you from the game, and of course we're not using any of the club's photos in case it gets into trouble because we don't want to be that channel. So yeah, so that's John Just Shelby, who had a headed opportunity going up against Mike Williamson. and his header didn't go that far wide. And I've also got, you're talking about the couple of years I talked about the goal just previously. This is Gateshead's goal. I'll pull it back to 2-1. Blackett rounded Carl Darlow. You can see Dan Burns sprinting back there to try and block it, but he puts it in the back of the net. So a couple of photos from you. There'll be more that emerge, but as I say, we can't. We're not using the club's photos, so it doesn't get myself in troubles with the club. Match incidents then. Well, actually, I'll pause and see what he's saying in there as well. Yes, I made both games, mate. Yeah, fantastic. Went to next friendly. Coming up very shortly. Stay tuned, Tony. I've got the list coming up very, very shortly as well. And nice to see Ritchie score as well. He score with his right foot as well. But yeah, let's talk about those incidents then. So let's break down. I'm not going to talk about every single chance. We'll talk about the main ones. Again, if you want to see the highlights, they're on the club's website. But those are the fixtures, which I didn't want to bring up. I'll move on to that next. But he has the incident. So it all got started on the 34th minute where Elliot Anderson was on the left-hand side. He crosses it, it gets deflected, and the ball finds himself to Matt Ritchie, who has a shot on his right foot close in. It gets deflected, slight deflection, and who scores to put Newcastle 1-0 up. And then all the changes start to happen at half-time. So, Eddie Howe has talked about getting everybody minutes, and obviously very hot weather. Everyone is probably a little bit behind, of course, the first game. They've only been back. The players who've been there since day one, 8 days, so hasn't been too long. Into the second half, Sean Longstaff was fouled in the box just a couple of minutes after half-time. Joelinton then steps up and smashes the penalty home. Interesting, he was taking the penalty, but the rules get changed in a minute. Literally just within a minute, Matty Target's cross found Jacob Murphy, but he had a shot and his goal was ruled offside. Gateshead's Blackett rounds Darlow, as I mentioned. I showed you the picture before to make it 2-1. And then, interestingly, Joelinton was fouled in the box this time, but Sean Longstaff took up the responsibilities and he puts the penalty over the bar. Yeah, Sean Longstaff blazes one over the bar. So there you go. That's not in the highlights reel. That's not on the club's website. But yeah, you missed the penalty. 80th minute, Miguel Almirón nicks the ball off a defender. He's a bit sleeping. He comes in quite similar to, not the finish, but quite similar how, if you remember his goal against Palace, where he cuts in on the right-hand side. But Almirón slots a bottom corner and he scores. Carbon copy almost of his goal, where saint-maximin's breaking on the counter-attack. He plays in Almirón on the right-hand side, and the Paraguayan grabs his second. So he's started off pre-season really well. He needs to, because I think that Newcastle are looking for a winger. I think we need a winger. So his place is under threat, I feel, if Newcastle are looking for that winger, and they need to. And then in the 90th minute, the dying minutes, Newcastle make it 5 again. A lot of space on the counter. I've seen this in the highlights as well, that Newcastle were having a lot of freedom into that second half. And obviously, saint-maximin plays in Joelinton on the left-hand side. He squares it, and there's Sean Longstaff 6 or 7 yards out, and he has a tap in, and there you go. Newcastle go and score 5. And look, we kind of get carried away. It's Gateshead. We're not that, but we're scoring 5 in a preseason game. It breeds confidence. It's helpful, isn't it? It is. So it's nice that we scored 5. Like I say, the Macam's only beaten 2-0, so we've more than doubled theirs as well. Anderson playing midfield. He played on the left-hand side, Sean as well. Yeah, I hope it's a nice hat. Thank you very much. Newcastle released a video of the game. Yes, the highlights are on the club's website as well. But yeah. So, can you learn too much from a day? I don't think so. Not yet. Not really. What I've looked at is Eddie Howe has kept 4 at the back. All that list of all the players that have missed, half of them will feature, half of them will travel and go to Austria and play. So it'll be exciting to see the likes of Sven Botman, Nick Pope. We know that Matty Target can bring as well. We'll look at pre-season fixtures. Here you go. So these are the fixtures, of course, today at the training ground. We'll beat Gateshead 5-1. And then we've got the 2 fixtures out in Austria. As I said, the lads are flying tomorrow. We're playing Eton 60 Munich. I've got memories of the Intertoto Cup. I don't know about yous. The 2 legs that were played against them in the early 2000s in the Bobby. So that's going to be in Austria. And then Mainz, the German side, we played them a couple of years ago and got beaten pre-season 2-1, didn't we? Obviously, their fans have had a right kick-off with us because they don't want to play against the Saudis, Saudi-owned teams. But the club have come out and said that they are playing us. And then a nice trip to the Stadio da Luz, and if you translate that, that's the Stadium of Light. So that's a real Stadium of Light. Benfica away. So a nice trip to the capital. Get yourselves out there if you're traveling. Tickets, I've looked at the flights. They are costing a bomb. unless you go in a couple of days earlier. And then, of course, that double header at St James's Park on the Friday night. We will welcome Atalanta to play in the Champions League very recently as well. Can score goals for fun, so it'll be a great test for Newcastle. And the very next day, Atletico, Bilbao will be coming to St James's Park for I think it's a 5 p.m. kickoff. So interesting, yeah. So that'll be 2 tough games there. Someone's asked the question, will Newcastle win every game? I don't think so. I think that's unrealistic. I think, especially the 2 home games, even Benfica away. Yeah, Benfica away we might get beat. But it's not about winning, of course. Scoring goals against Gateshead today is fantastic. But Eddie Howe has said in the interview that it's all about getting people match fitness nearer and nearer to obviously the season starts earlier because of the World Cup. It's getting everybody up to speed for match fitness. Well, it looks like we're continuing playing 4 at the back. We'll have a look at Austria if he wants to look at Fabian Schär coming in. Dan Burn, Botman, will he go 5 at the back? Will he play around with it? Again, we'll give you all the information with all the videos as well. So let's have a look at what he's saying in the comments once again. Cannot wait to the end of the month, says Paul. Yeah, not long. It is not long. It's fitness. That's all it is. Yeah, Howard said they don't even look how the opposition played. Totally different next week when the prep will be given. Yeah, totally great. Just literally mentioned that as well. Have the season tickets started to be sent out? Well, Grim, I've just got my email yesterday. One of our team, NFTV, have already got their pack, so I expect probably might arrive Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, they are being sent out. Yes, they are. And Alan goes on to say, no, you can't read too much into it. Yeah, totally agree. This is just to blow the cobwebs off for a few players. That was it. Yeah, and I think in Austria, you'll probably see the likes of the players who didn't play today, the ones who aren't going to be moved out of the club. I'll just put that list up for everybody who's joining. These are the players who missed out today. Of course, Gale, Hendrick, Lewis, Clark, and Fernandez, and possibly Manquillo won't go, I don't feel. But the likes of Gillespie will probably get, I know he's 3rd choice, but he'll probably get some minutes. So will Nick Pope, so will Schär, so will Botman, so will Bruno Gomes, and so will Chris Wood. So we know that they'll get more game time. I think they'll play probably a little bit longer, maybe an hour in the first friendly. Who knows? Again, we'll bring you all of that info when we cover that game next week. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that, breaking that down a little bit. There's not was Matty Longstaff there? Yes, he was. He played the second half, full 45. Yeah, I can't see Eddie Howe playing 5 at the back, not your style. Yeah, true, Ian. And it's all about fitness and performance as well. Yeah. I mean, if Newcastle can get walloped 5-0, but the lads play great, if that makes sense. You don't mind the result too much, but we scored 5 goals, breeds confidence, yes, against Gateshead. But if we can go and put in a good couple of performances the next 2 games in Austria, that'll set in good stead for the big 3 teams that will play. But yeah, if you can smash that like button, we're going to end it there. For everybody watching on Twitch, thank you very much. And everyone watching here on NFTV, get yourselves on the club's website to have a look at the interviews with Kel Watts, Eddie Howe, and there is highlights up there as well if you haven't seen the goals. But yeah, smash that like, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you very, very soon here on Newcastle Fans TV.